Hey there, everybody. This is Magnum Pi, here with Teku, Golgotha, Holle, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative 0. This is Rifts, the Devouring Swarm, yet again, and we're so glad that you joined us. If you really like what we're doing, spread the word, let people know, hit subscribe, hit the bell, leave comments. These sorts of things really help the channel. The more people interact, the more people see that we're here, the more people will join in, and we've got a good group going on our Discord. We just love the fact that we're building a nice little community here that is connecting people that love the same sorts of things that we do, right? Good tabletop role-playing games. And so thanks for being here, guys. How we doing?
Keeping on rocking in the free world.
Oh, Neil Young reference. Good.
Yeah. And the others on the guest.
I was going to say, and that's all we got.
I was a little floored by where we went there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I was even sperm yet when that was made, by the way.
Always got to get graphic. Okay. Well, so much for the weather report, right? Everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was thinking it's just a testament as to how exhausted we all are at work.
I think
We fucking
so.
are. Oh my god.
And then it's like, yeah, let's just fucking get into it.
Yeah, the end of the month can't come soon enough. This month has been brutal. All right, cool.
If you want the weather report, go outside.
Wow. We're finally ditching it? Thank God.
Wow.
At some point, it's going to rain. At some point, it's going to snow.
It's actually going to rain a lot this weekend.
The most accurate weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
been a huge amount of rain. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't float away. So when we last left, speaking of floating away, I don't know, DT, your character was intangible and invisible, and you walked into the reactor core, I think.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And that left the rest in a rather, narrow for mechanoids, but not so narrow for humanoids, hall sort of thing that was kind of where the reactor was located. Something like this. I don't know if you can see the blue there. Maybe I'll move it here so that we can all see it at some point, but there we go. I'll grab it and drag it out. The hall is shaped something like this. I'll bring it down here onto the dark area where you can see.
I see it.
Right, so, and the whole the walls were all smooth, right? There's no controls, there's no knobs, there's no nothing. Just smooth steel. And even this is not a door so much as it's just a doorway, right? And you found two runners that Luke has since sliced and diced after they were entranced by DT's character.
My friend Sammy has helped in that.
That's right. True. The Samus assisted with that as well.
Red Ensign still kicking.
Yeah, and then
he's gonna survive. We're pulling him through.
Yeah.
Nothing like determination. And then we had Gotrich and Senate. You guys were using telemechanics, and Senate, you had encountered something when you tried to connect with this wall, essentially, that kind of was detected that you were there and wondered who you were and said, you're not supposed to be here, right? And you quickly severed the connection, and that's when your sixth sense went off. And that's where we left off. So your sixth sense has gone off, Senate. That means within the next, 60 seconds, something bad is going to happen to somebody within 90 feet of you.
I will mention that, and then I will slowly look at Sammy. Expectantly.
Okay. That's Senate's response. Anybody else? Portland, you're on the other side of a wall, so.
I was gonna say, can you maybe throw up a barrier on the door?
Oh, I certainly could. I just don't know if that's the best course of action because we don't really know how anything works in here, so we should probably wait to see what's coming at us before acting.
All right. Well,
if they like T-1000 through the wall, then blocking the door won't have helped much.
fair point.
But logically, I don't think they're just going to come through a wall.
I don't accept logic as a construct in this place.
All right, the clock's ticking. Do you guys want to do anything to prepare?
I'm gearing up. I'm gonna go to the door, the entrance to see who's coming. So I'm gonna keep watch of it.
Okay.
Can I charge my gun faster?
No, it only moves so fast. But you'll have shots in it, right? So
Well, there was already shots in it.
yeah,
Am I still connected to the thing?
your telemechanics is still active. Yeah.
Yeah. But like touching the wall, it was like Senate kind of engaged in conversation.
With something.
I'm just wondering,
yeah.
did I notice anything when I touched the wall?
Well, it depends what you're trying to do, right? Like, so you kind of direct your telemechanics. Are you trying to get into like he was trying to do something? I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was, there was some. I think you were searching for information or something like that.
Yeah, I tried to access the terminal to get information on the reactor, but it turned out that this was not related to the reactor.
Yeah. Okay. So he went delving, whereas if you've lately been using your telemechanics to try to control things or, just kind of get a general sense of the area and the layout, right? So if you wanted to delve, you could do that.
Portland went through the wall to.
Yeah.
I know Portland went through the wall to where the reactor was.
Well, you couldn't see him.
He
was invisible.
I would want to try and find my way into that reactor core. So if there's a hidden door, if there's something else that can get me through there.
Are you gonna Spock Wrath of Khan?
I was gonna say, there we go. Just the question is,
always have been my friend.
That's right. So I guess that makes Portland Spock. Okay, cool. And I guess that makes Gotrich Kirk. Anyway, but so you can do that. Certainly, as you prepare here, you've got, like I said, it's about a minute, so you can give me a check using your telemechanics. It is artificially intelligent, so it's an 88%, I think it is, or 80%. Can't remember which one's which. Regardless, 50 will work. And so, what is it that you're looking for?
Basically, the way to get into the reactor.
Okay. So you're, again, more schematic type stuff. The reactor core is accessed essentially from a top hatch where they lower things in. Everything else is kind of built up around it. Much of the control of it is kind of through mechanical extensions, so arms that are in there and the like. There are particular mechanoids that are designed to be in the reactor core doing things, but they're not around. There is an entrance to the reactor core itself, which, like, if you were to open it, you would be looking at the core, right? Like, it's not like a room beside the core. You're in the room beside the core. It's just if you wanted to get into the core itself, there is a way inside, but it's usually reserved. There's airlock sort of thing that's reserved for particular kinds of mechanoids.
And I find the way that will help me do that.
Well, you can certainly you can certainly get a map that will get you to there. It's up a couple floors, and you're gonna have to get around and kind of pretzel your way through the passageways and stuff like that. But you could get there. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
All right. Well, while you're sifting through stuff in the database, again, another voice pops into your head. Who are you? You're not supposed to be here either.
I'm supposed to. Can I communicate back with it?
Oh, sure. Just mentally, yeah.
I'm supposed to be at the reactor. I can make you more efficient, better, faster, stronger.
We get sued by Kanye, aren't we?
I was going to say.
God damn it. Battle Daft Punk. We're getting sued, guys.
So, it says identify yourself. Who are you?
A friend.
That is not identification. But we'll find out soon enough. And the link is severed on their end. The SAMS when you tell him that, something's coming, he basically assumes a position beside the entranceway with his railgun pointed out. And
So look one way, I'll look the other.
Yeah, Senate, what are you doing?
I use telepathy
It depends what you want to
and
do.
reach out to Portland. He's going to be the only one not to know.
Did Portland communicate his plan, or did he just do stuff?
No, he walked into a
I just
wall,
did
which is
shit.
pretty
But he was
pretty on brand for him.
But he was invisible and intangible. Like, it's not like you could see him do it. My question is, how do you know you're contacting Portland?
Well, if he's within range, it's successul. If he's not within range,
But how do you know he's within range? Like, how do you even know to begin to contact him? Like, the way it's worded, it seems that you need to be targeting an individual, right? On that one individual, which one, right? Like, how would you know unless you could tell that they were even there, right? You have to be able to sense them before you can connect with them, I think. So, like, yeah, I would say that you would probably maintain a connection first, and then he goes invisible and intangible and is gone. But because presence sense is an entirely other thing that allows you to detect the presence of people and stuff. That if you used that, then you might be able to connect once you're aware of where they're located and things like that. But yeah. So for now, he is on the other side of a wall.
Okay.
All right. So any other prep stuff?
No, not out of me. I'd be trying to talk to Portland.
Okay. So Luke, you hear the clanging of metal feet down the hallway that's ahead of you, looking through that portal or that doorway, all the way down the hall, and there's a number of intersections in this long hallway that ends in the spot that you guys are at, and you hear the clanging of metallic feet and such.
Are we coming from the other way as well, or just the one way?
Just directly. There's only one way. Is the way out that you're looking, and
Okay.
yeah. So those and then of course you hear the hovering jets of these two seekers coming around as well, and 8 thin men and 2 exterminators pour into the hallway, and the thin men kind of go down on one knee and point their rifles down the hall toward you. The exterminators standing there kind of squatting slightly. They're rather tall. Their sensor array is just below the ceiling, and they're not really side by side because they're too wide for that, but they're kind of a little bit offset tandem, so that one still has a good line of sight with his plasma or particle beam cannon on the left hand side of his body. The seekers moving toward further into the hallway toward you. And that's where we are. So we are going to need an initiative check. Senate, you'll get your +6. And yeah.
I've got my +6 as well.
Some of them are artificially intelligent. Depends who you're targeting. But
I'm going to target an artificial intelligence.
Are we still under the effect of Life Blast?
How long does it last?
It's been.
How long does it last there, DT? Life Blast?
Well, Life Blast. Sorry, let me arrange my Life Blast is after the first melee round and for the next half hour.
There you go. You got a half hour. But I think the bonuses vary, right? You get the bonus to initiative
one
for
to our
the first little bit.
initiatives.
Yeah, one to initiative.
And plus 5% on skills and 10% on coma death.
And it's a nexus, so it's twice as long as the half hour. So we're definitely within that window.
Right.
Yeah.
For the first round, though, you get a +3 on initiative, so now you only get a +1. Yeah.
Yep. I'll take the +1.
Yep. Ditto.
Do I need to roll?
You're not there, but I'm going to have you roll anyway.
No. Oh, might as well get this 2 out of the way.
Oh,
Bullshit, 18. Bullshit. Nah, we're
You're-
so screwed, guys.
you're a ninja.
No, we're screwed. That's the only good roll I'm getting all night. You know it. I know it.
No.
We know
It's
it.
gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, so
Good.
Portland's up there. Look at all the rolls.
Like those rules.
All right, there we go. So it starts with a seeker that zooms down the hallway toward you as it gets closer. It swivels its the blaster that it has underneath it as it turns to circle back, having done a quick survey of who's back basically down there, and it blasts at you just before it turns back. An 11 plus 4. So that is 15 to strike, and it will be at Luke that it's shot at.
Can I try to auto dodge?
For sure. Yeah. Now you only get your auto dodge bonus. That's all.
Yep.
Cool. You certainly do it. You quickly duck. The blast goes in and hits the back wall just over Gotrich's head as it blasts, or as it heads back in the other direction. The exterminator, exterminator 1 kind of shuffles on its feet there, squatting down, and it gives a blast at one of the two of you. Low roll is Sir Luke. High roll is the Samus. High roll it is. The Samus takes a blast from the particle beam cannon here.
Try to dodge, man. Try to dodge.
Yeah, he may try to dodge back behind the. Now you guys have some cover. Oh, sorry, because he's got to make a called shot because you guys have cover, is what it is. So he's basically waiting for you guys to duck back out. So he's taking his first action to call his shot. Thin Man 4 likewise taking a called shot at Luke. Thin Man 3 taking a called shot at the Samus. I'm assuming the rest of you are not in the line of sight of that opening, that you're kind of down the hall or on either side. Portland, you are in a reactor core.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Yeah. So what are you going to do in the reactor core?
I am going to. Well, I want to destroy this thing, and so I think I'm going to create a temporal dimensional portal, and
What?
fuck this entire place up.
What's that?
A swallowing rift.
Oh, you're casting a spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
that sounds bad.
End game time, guys. It's end game.
How
You
much?
don't even know.
How
You're
much?
on the other side of the wall. You have no fucking clue.
How much
Are we gonna
PPE?
die now, man?
How much PPE does that take?
It takes 300.
Wow. And you can absorb quite a bit since you've been on
Oh
this
yeah,
Nexus.
864.
Fun. Okay.
Time to call it a night, guys.
All right. So you begin to
All the
cast.
rift levels out there.
And what level is that?
Sorry,
What level is that spell?
the 12.
Okay, so that will take 3 actions to cast.
Okay.
So you begin to cast the spell, drawing the
Yeah.
energies, hovering there inside the glowing center of the reactor core. You're basically blinded by the light of the reaction. You're not harmed by it. Yes, exactly.
Right.
There you hear a song. No, but as you're there, you can't really see because you're in the midst of this core. you're intangible, so you're not affected by it. You're also invisible, so nobody can really see you either, unless they're using tech. Unless you're not now, it's not improved invisibility, which means that things like IR, thermographic, and the like can still pick you up. But you're more of a ghost, though, with that there. So I don't know how much. I'm gonna have to just check that spell here to see how undetectable you are. Because that was, what was it called?
My magic tab?
Yeah, I'm on your magic tab. It was like, you're not like a leyline ghost. What are you? Leyline phantom. There we go. That's 5 minutes per level, so that lasts for 30 minutes. So yeah, you're still that way.
Blinded by the light.
Yeah, so you are a ghostly blue transparent image. So I would say that you're not really giving off the heat that you normally would. Okay, I'll have to think about things. You're going to start your casting, so you begin to cast. Thin Man 1 taking aim, or not taking aim, but calling a shot. Senate.
You know, you can just let this happen, right?
Do I
Game
not
Master?
get to go? I'd like to go.
Is it not?
Oh my gosh,
sorry.
let him
it's,
go.
It's Sir Luke. Sorry. Yep. Sorry. Go ahead,
Okay,
Sir
I'm gonna
Luke.
I'm gonna take a shot at one of the Thin Men.
Okay, which one?
That one.
Which is which
Oh
one?
fuck. I don't know, this one.
Okay, Thin Man 2. You take a shot at him. He's
I get a measly 10.
yeah, he's just gonna take it because he's not gonna interrupt his called shot. Even if you've rolled max damage, he's still gonna take it, not interrupting his called shot on you guys. Now he's calling a shot. Senate, what are you doing?
So I heard I heard Luke shooting down the hall.
Well, now, yeah, he's like loose with a plasma blast from his rifle.
And I'll kind of shout, "Are we good? Where is Portland?"
I have no idea, but they're on their. We got bogeys.
Okay, Senate, what are you gonna do?
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just throw a bubble over the door.
Okay, so you put a bubble in front of the door, and thump, now there's force field of some magnitude, right? Because you're on a ley line
150.
nexus. Normally,
Oh,
right?
That's right.
You're normally 150, but on the nexus, your psionic powers change.
Now, this is what's interesting. It's double the range or duration, or you add 2 dice to the damage. That's it.
So range and duration, right, are increased by are doubled on a nexus. Is that what you said?
Yeah, but I don't need to worry about that. I'm just basically closing the door.
Cool. So you've set up the force field there. Cool. Gotrich, what are you doing?
So I'm pretty sure I grabbed a weapon when we were all leaving the room.
Yeah, you have one.
So I just want to take and point at the door for whatever comes through. I'm just going to start firing at it.
Okay, he just put a force field there.
Was there another door?
Nope. Just one doorway that leads out of the hallway that you guys are in, that leads into a larger hallway that you came from, which is now full of mechanoids.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to take it and point it there just in case something takes down our force field.
Okay.
Because the Thin Men are all on the other side, right?
They're
Yep.
all on the other side.
All the Thin Men,
Yeah.
Exterminator, Seeker, they're all on the other side. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so they Exterminator and Seeker will begin to fire. And unless they roll a 1, they're going to hit. All right. So they hit, and we're looking at, 7 and 50. So 57. And you have 150 on your force field?
Yep, 150.
Okay. So we're down to 93.
That's not going to hold it for long.
Okay. Feel free to jump in the doorway, Super Tank. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just noting that they're going to come this way, and you got to be prepared. It's all good. You're doing great. Got my thumb up for you.
Yeah. I wouldn't put that thumb out in the open or you're going to lose it pretty soon.
No. And I'm doing it in a non-sarcastic way. Like, I genuinely mean
No,
it.
and I'm not threatening your thumb. It's just this is not
Awesome.
going to get real ugly real quick.
Yeah, I know. Just like,
All right, so that 93 is how much you have left on your force field there. All right, and that was the Exterminator 2 and the Seeker 2. Samus kind of pokes his railgun up against the force field and says, I hope that's going to hold, but I don't know where we're going to go. Thin Man 2 will blast, and he will do another 20 to the force field. And that brings us back to Seeker 1 and Exterminator 1, who will also fire. Again, with the bonuses, they will. That's a 6 still to hit. He has a +4 to strike with his. So they will
almost missed. Nope.
Close. Yeah, close. So that is, again, another 57 points of damage.
I'm gonna yell, this thing's coming down soon, so
And the
make sure
thin
we're
men,
ready.
the last 2 thin men will attack. And a hit and a miss. So that's another 20, and that will take it down. So your force field is now down. Portland, back to you. Portland continues casting. Okay.
Man, it's juice. Yes.
Cool. All right. And Sir Luke, the force
I'm
field
gonna
is
peek out
down.
again. Yep, peek out again and shoot the number 2 again.
Okay. You miss.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Really. Okay. So Thin Man 1 will do a called shot on Luke. Exterminator 2, called shot on the Samus. Same with Seeker 2. And Thin Man 2, they're all doing called shots on the Samus. Whereas then Seeker 1 and Exterminator 1, they are going to do their called shots, as well as Thin Man 3 and 4. So Senate, that brings us back to you.
Okay. I've only got one more of those in me. Is it worth doing that, or are we just
Might
going to
as
start
well.
lighting them up?
No, save it
Well,
for
what
when we
else do-
need it, says the Samus.
Well, start laying down fire, and I'm going to grab my rifle off the charger here, whether it's ready or not.
Okay. So you ready yourself a rifle, which brings us to Gotrich.
So I'm just going to fire at whatever person is closest to me in the hallway.
Okay, the closest ones are the Thin Men.
Okay, so Thin Men 1.
All right, you open up. Go for it.
Now I don't think this weapon is on my sheet.
Okay, well, you're going to say you're going to say that you have one of the Thin Men plasma rifles. Then, just roll a d20 and add your whatever you would roll.
Is it an L20 pulse rifle?
You could have that. That'll also work. Sure.
Okay, I'll just fire that.
But you would do probably the 3 pulse, right?
6. Yes.
So let's just triple that damage roll then.
Wrong button.
So that'll be 18 that you do to him. And that was Thin Man 1. Cool. And yeah. So like I said, the rest are all calling their shots. Portland, back to you. This is your third turn.
Third. Time to
So,
launch this bitch.
so what happens? What's the spell description?
So for just a few minutes, a temporary dimensional portal can be opened at a nexus point where 2 or more ley lines cross. This rift is enormous, towering over 1 mile high. The rift also creates a light windstorm, 2d6 plus 10 miles per hour, 19 to 35 kilometers, with the wind flowing into the rift. The wind and magical energy in the air inflict a penalty of -2 to strike and a -20% to piloting skills and for aircraft and other flyers, including power armor, and those with wings were empowered by magical flight. Any non-living object carried on the wind is sucked into the rift, including missiles. Whatever is pulled into the rift is sent to a different dimension and is forever lost. Most intelligent beings and animals can avoid this fate, but missiles, weapons knocked loose in the air, and light objects not touching the ground and weighing under 10 pounds, 4.5 kilograms, and within 1 mile radius, 1.6 kilometers, of the rift are swallowed by it. Where these portals lead is unknown, but is presumed to be a limbo-like or inhospitable environment. Living beings who get swallowed vanish for as long as the rift is active, lost to a swirl of chaos, but after it closes, they reappear 2d6 minutes later somewhere along the connecting ley lines. They are dazed for 1d4 melee rounds, reduce combat bonuses by half and speed by 20% from their dizzying experience, but are none worse for the wearer. Note, one can combine this and triangular defense, which I don't know if I have right now, to provide the necessary ley lines and next points are available. Oh, I do have ley line storm defense.
But that's not the triangular defense.
There you go.
Okay.
No, it's not triangular defense, no.
Cool. All right. So you cast a rift. You start a rift in the reactor core, and it begins to expand rapidly. The rift has blue edges, and basically just a void in the middle.
Yep.
And begins to expand rapidly. You guys that are in the hallway there, it begins to open, and basically the wall starts to vanish as this kind of bluish white energy pushes through the wall. Gotrich and Sir Luke and Senate, it's coming through the wall behind you. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do, but it's going to move very quickly. You could try to, I guess, dodge by scrambling out of the way. I mean, it's moving very fast, but I don't know if you can even avoid it, really. But I don't know, is there something you want to do?
I'm just standing there kind of shocked, like, holy fuck, what the...
Yeah. And a strong wind starts to it basically starts sucking things in as soon as that kind of blue-white energy breaks the wall, and then behind it is nothing. It's just blackness, blacker than the blackest void you've looked into. And it's basically sucking things in. There's a wind that starts kind of like those sci-fi movies where the airlock door gets opened and all of a sudden everything gets kind of sucked out and sucked in. Senate, you were going to say something.
It's going to take too long for me to throw myself with telekinesis, right?
It's done at the speed of thought, so I'm giving you an action.
Ooh.
But you can't use telekinesis on yourself, unfortunately.
All right. Well, Luke is too heavy. Gotrich, I worry.
He weighs
about
the same as
throwing
Luke.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just significantly more dense.
Made out of dwarven mithril, but you're not actually a dwarf.
Nope. Totally human.
Yeah, I'd probably just turn around and mumble something to the effect of, what the fresh fuck is...
Okay,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah, ditto. Yeah.
Cool. All right, the Samus kicks on his thrusters and jets out into the hallway, trying to get away from it as fast as he can.
What an asshole. Didn't grab any of us.
No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think I'd try and run in that direction also, but, you know, my little legs cannot take me very fast.
That's right.
You're
But it's
not moving. Yeah.
but it's awfully humorous to watch.
I'm
All
actually
right.
picturing it.
Yeah. And Luke, is there anything you're doing?
Like I said, I mean, I'm just like jaw agape.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, just stunned. Cool. The two seeker pods get pulled toward it by the force of the wind, and they basically begin to actively resist and move in the other direction. The Exterminator and Thin Men, with the Samus flying toward them, they shoot at it, blasting it a couple times. They hit it a couple times, and it causes it to kind of veer and hit the side of the wall, its wing getting clipped off, and a lot of sparks and stuff like that. But that's really kind of the last thing you see other than the blasts and stuff. There's a couple of missiles that are launched, but they get caught by the wind and sucked past you, not even exploding, just into the void. The void, that's the last thing you see before the void expands and envelops you. And it's very similar to the last time you guys went through a rift, where you can kind of hear your heartbeat, just dun, dun, right. And there's kind of this kind of purpley cloudy swirling as you are. There's no sense of up or down, right or left. You're just floating there in the void. You can see that there's the forces that are acting here begin to rend the walker that you're in. You can hear the ceilings tear around you, and as parts of it get ripped off and sucked into the void behind you, you look back and you see things debris flying in. And you can look around, you see the Samus hovering a ways away, the exterminators' legs pointing up, or their sensor array toward you, right? Thin men kind of scrambling around. Gotrich still trying to run, even though he's not really going anywhere. And
Not like he would because his legs are so small.
Yeah. Now, Portland, you made this rift right in front of you. Really depends on what you're planning on doing. Are you planning on getting sucked into the rift here, or are you basically remaining? You're just remaining intangible, and everything gets pulled through you essentially into the rift.
Well, what I was going to do is I can do a rift teleportation whereby I can take me and as many as 20 human-sized people to another nexus point or ley line nexus point.
So you're going to try to cast another spell.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. What level is that spell?
11.
Okay, so another 3 actions, but these guys have already been sucked into the rift.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, like it's expanded rapidly, and then it's basically sucking the walker base into it. Right, it's a mile high, like it's huge. Right, because it's like 4 times taller than the walking base, which was already gargantuan. And it's probably, if it's a mile high, then it's probably half that wide. Right, like it's just huge. This rift. You are just kind of.
I can
floating
probably still teleport them, though, can I?
You have your spell you're talking about. You create another rift that opens up, and people walk through it. Right.
Rift within a rift.
He's not. He can't be within the rift, or he could be, but then he wouldn't be on a ley line anymore. He'd be in another dimension. So you have the option of staying on this side. Where you're fine. The wind of the rift, the mile high rift you open doesn't affect you because you're intangible, right? Things just get pulled through you. I mean, essentially the base is getting pulled through you, right? You find yourself being pulled like a wall. The wall of the reactor chamber gets pulled through you, and you're now on the back on the other side of the wall, and you see your friends, get pulled in as well as this expands because the base is kind of imploding as it gets pulled into this rift. So you can go in too, or you can stay out. But you can start casting that spell, but I don't know who's going to be left by the time it's done.
That is a good point. Let's see here. Well, I might as well just not get pulled through then, just stay where I am.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Cool. So you watch as basically the hull structure of this base kind of bends and warps. You can hear the sound of it kind of getting twisted as it gets drawn in. It's not really being pulled in by the wind, but because you opened the rift like in the middle of it, right? It's kind of, the rift continues to expand, and it just ends up getting sucked in, which means that it gets pulled through you, and you find yourself. Luckily, you can hover on ley lines and nexuses. So you'll activate that power that lets you just kind of hover there. And as you look around, you even see some of the mechanoid wasps that were kind of flying around the base getting sucked in as well. And what's the duration on this big rift?
Duration is 1 round per level.
Okay, so 6 rounds.
So 6.
Okay, so that's a minute and a half. This thing is open. And you just watch as dirt and branches and twigs and everything kind of get sucked in from around the area. And you realize that it has basically swallowed the mechanoid base. It's not even there anymore. And it's also swallowed your friends. And after a minute of this thing just, just going crazy, it just closes right up. And you hover there intangibly on the ley line nexus. Alone. So what do you do?
Can you reiterate that one more time? Not the chaos part, just the end there.
The rift
There's a lot to
closes.
take in.
The rift closes, and you're alone.
And there's like no one below me, like all of them are gone. There's no baddies around me.
Nothing. Just you and
you and the voices.
and the ley line nexus. 2 intersecting ley lines. You hovering in the midst of it. Intangible and invisible.
Well, I'm going to turn us towards the camera and break the fourth wall to our entire audience that's listening to us right now and say, thank you for joining us in our game of Risk. We really had a good time. Magnum Pie did a great job. But the game's over. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know if you guys were expecting this to happen, but that's how the game ended. So,
Tip your server.
Are we dead?
Exactly.
You don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Are we dead?
The threat is over for me, and so I think I'm just going to probably walk into the ley line sunset and call it a day.
Okay, so you start just floating down the ley line. Okay, cool. Yeah, and so Sir Luke and Gotrich and Senate, you guys spin and swirl in this void, and you can see others spinning and swirling in this void. You're still inside of what would appear to basically this damaged mechanoid base. There are mechanoids also kind of disoriented and not able to right themselves and target you, but there is the occasional blast because you kind of all got sucked inside the base. And then what you start to see is a mechanoid just kind of blinks out and is gone. And then another. But the thin men remain.
Can I shoot at one of them?
For sure, yeah, go for it.
All right. We might be in the void, but might as well try to destroy one while we're at it. Let's go.
That's the sort of attitude that got me shot last time.
You didn't get shot. You almost got shot.
No.
Let's go right.
No. Absolutely got shot.
All right, so a blast gets fired. You hit one and melt a portion of it. It hits the wall. The Samus is like, what's happening? Right? As he's like, you lose a sense of gravity now. You begin to start floating, right? There's no up or down or anything like that. It's all very disorienting. And then you see, another one of the seeker pods just vanishes.
I think we're fucked.
And as you say that, Sir Luke is gone.
Can I turn into Senate and just say, where the fuck did he go?
I don't know. Probably off to fight a thornhead demon or some bullshit.
And then Senate goes blink, is gone.
Oh, so I guess I'm all alone.
Well, the Samus is still there. Trying to rocket in toward you, but hitting the wall and bumping again. And one of the exterminators just blink, is gone. You're still in contact with the base, Gotrich. And you hear in your head, "Are you still there?" And the Samus vanishes.
I'm still here.
Where are we? They're all vanishing.
We're traveling.
They're all going away.
Yeah, I told you I was here to make you better and you didn't listen. And now look what happened.
But where will we go?
We're going to go to different places. I'm going to leave here soon, just like they all left.
You did this. You did this to us.
No, I did this to you.
You did this to us, right? And you left us alone in the void, just like your ancestors. We hate you. We hate you. And then it's just gone.
Sucker.
And you, with that, also vanish.
But if there was nothing there that I vanished from, did I really vanish or did I just appear somewhere?
Well, Gotrich, that's a very good question. Because you do reappear. You reappear on your back, looking up at the sky, in the woods, and you're very disoriented. Even your non-dwarven senses that tell you about, where you're located and things like that are also disoriented. And you just kind of blink. The sun's kind of peeking through the branches and such. And then, as you're looking up, all of a sudden, your vision is blocked because something appears over top of you. It looks almost like a kind of a pinkish gray gel of some sort with veins in it and the like. It's roughly rectangular shaped but flat, and it falls onto you and splats, covering you in kind of a goo.
That sucks. Not a fan of goo.
And it's a big, massive area. Like, it's heavy too, so you kind of have to tear through it before you can catch your breath again, and it just fell on top of you and splattered.
Sounds like you just got slimed by Krang.
It's kind of like a giant flat rectangular Krang. I don't know, just it's splat.
I'm thinking more of like
Krang
Neo
pancake.
waking up in the real world. Where he's in that little pod of the goo.
Yeah. Except it's not really slimy, it's kind of like tissuey. Looks almost like a brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll pull through that and, breathe.
Yeah, you tear your way through, and Sir Luke.
Yep.
You
Shake my head.
Yeah, you appear kind of laying on a tree branch looking down at the ground. Then you realize you're laying on a tree branch and grab onto it so that you don't fall off of it. You're quite a ways up off the ground. But again, in the woods, sunlight streaming in. And you notice a couple of, other people, the Samus materializes and just falls and clang on the ground. He kind of sits up and just shakes his head, takes his helmet off.
Hey.
And looks up at you.
Do it now. He's vulnerable.
Jesus. Hey, you okay?
I think so. Are we on another world?
I'm looking around here. I don't know. This seems like where we're from. What happened?
Uh, I don't know. I was hoping you knew.
Well, I mean, we were in, like we were sucked into the rift. I've had a similar experience like this, but not anything. No, it was much more controllable. I don't know what happened. We're out of the walker.
Hmm.
I'll look around. Do I see anybody else?
You're no. These are the only two. You guys are the only people that you see around you.
All right. Well, I'm going to come down the tree.
All right. You begin to make your way down. Senate, you appear with a thud as you hit the ground. It's disorienting enough, and then of course, whack! You feel your head hit the dirt, maybe even a tree root, and you're like, oh, right. Yeah, back on something solid.
Fun. I'll take a look around and try to get my bearings.
Okay, you kind of sit up and rub your head and look around, and as you sit up, standing directly across from you, kind of between two trees, is a rather tall figure wearing a blue hooded robe and cloak, and he stands there, kind of leaning on a staff. And as your vision kind of becomes more focused, you notice that there's a number of other men standing in and amongst the trees as well, holding rifles of some sort. They seem to be wearing a body armor with rifles. About four of them plus the guy.
Hmm. Well, that's fun. And I'll kind of look over and what is their sort of gait? What are they doing?
They have their rifles kind of held at the ready. They're not pointed toward you, but they could easily be brought to bear. He's standing there, two hands up high on the staff, just kind of leaning on it.
Do I recognize this person by chance?
He's got his hood up, so it's hard to really tell.
But we've dealt with hooded people before.
True, he looks like a hooded person. That's how
I'll
you
just
know.
kind of say I'm already not having my favorite day. So it'd be a lot cooler if this didn't have to go in an even dumber direction than it's already gone for me.
And he kind of reaches off of the staff. He reaches down and kind of pulls the cloak to one side and pulls something out of a pocket. It looks kind of like a small, I don't know, handheld computer or recorder of some sort. And he says, "Did you send a distress call some time ago?" And he hits play.
Wow.
He hits play, and it's one of the distress calls that was sent out when you guys were radioing out.
Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago.
We apologize that it took so long, right? And he kind of pulls back his hood. He's an elf. He's got his hair kind of tied back. And he says, "My name's Ishmael Lord. I'm from Laszlo. I've been sent with, well, this is part of our force. There are more off to the east."
Oh. and I will attempt to stand up.
Yeah, which of
And
course you're
introduce
uneasy
myself.
and you kind of
Yeah, it's
stagger a little bit. You
that's
catch
fine.
yourself and
Doe-legged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I will explain that I am Senate, also from Laszlo. As part of a group that was out here, more or less, fucking everything up as far as the mechanoids are concerned.
A rift opened recently
It would appear
and then
a
vanished.
rift to an entire dimension centered on the tumble dry setting of a clothes dryer, it would seem. Not exactly sure how I got back here, but here I am.
It's dangerous to be this close to a ley line or this close to a nexus.
Typically, yes. This is where the mechanoids had set up shop. This is where they had their mobile base. We were brought here. They were trying to learn about magic from our ley line walker.
What are mechanoids?
The self-name of the invading force from the other dimension, the whole...
You've hit your head, it looks, he says, as you staggered and tried to remember.
And I'm looking, and I'm looking at the root going, yeah, no, I did that. However, I'm, based on the lack of gun and missile fire, I would say that rift might have actually consumed the invading force, as it were. That said, on the off chance that I've misunderstood the situation, you should inform your forces here to expect large psionic, cybernetic enemies as a potential threat in this region.
And you say that, and with almost a sound of air rushing away from where this thing appears, like Gotrich above you, is a large, somewhat rectangular ooze, goop, tissue that just and falls on you and splatters, knocking you back down.
I got crank-cockeyed. I hate that.
Yeah.
I was going to make that joke the first time around, but I didn't want to run the karmic risk, but now we're into it, so forget it.
Well done. Well done. Portland. There you are. You float. And you're floating down off into the sunset, which I think means you're floating west. And
I think so.
Yeah. And that's when you can hear, listen, I'm just trying to, I gotta climb down. And you recognize the voice as that of Sir Luke.
Okay. Hey, Luke.
Okay, still intangible, still invisible. You float forward.
I'm used
Calling
to
out.
Portland being invisible, but
Yeah.
hey, Portland. What? And as I say this, I'm realizing, what the fuck did he do? Hey, Portland, what did you do?
I made the bad people go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have much to respond to that, but how?
I opened a rift
Oh.
in the core.
Oh, okay.
And then it sucked everything in. I saw you guys all pass through me.
Pass what? Oh, right. You were intangible. Well, that was cool. And a little disorientating. Where are the others?
No clue.
Oh, we should radio them maybe.
And break to
Have a radio.
Gotrich. Break to Gotrich. Gotrich, what are you doing there?
I've got a radio. So
Okay, we're cutting to Gotrich. Okay.
Do I actually have a radio, or
No,
was my
you
radio in my robot vehicle?
Your radio's in your robot vehicle. You don't have a radio. So, yeah. So there you are. You sit up in the goo.
Yeah, so I want to get up, look around, see if there's anything around me that helps me figure out where I am?
Okay. Yeah, you're just in the woods. You're yeah, kind of again, like I said, in goo, and yeah, the goo is probably I don't know, like 10 by 10 feet, something like that.
Cool. Can I get out of the goo?
Yeah, sure. You can climb up on top of it. It's not that thick, but yeah. Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
say
if
it's about
it's
15 by
anything
15 feet.
like Jello or less dense,
It's more like like meat almost,
Oh,
except more
Okay.
more gelatinous, right? So you can tear through it and stuff like that.
okay. So I'll kind of climb to the top and then try and get off of this goo.
Yeah, sure.
Can I hear anything around? Can I see anything around?
Give me a d20 check. Let's see if you pick anything up. Perception check, whatever your perception bonus
Yep.
is.
My sheet closed. That's weird.
Oh yeah, you can hear
I
just off in the distance. You can hear. Well, I've got a radio. I think somewhere. Maybe we can radio them.
Okay, so I'm gonna
and
start-
you hear somebody else saying,
Can
"Okay,
I-
we're cutting to Gotrich now." And then, but I have a radio.
So can I identify that it's Sir Luke?
With a 24 for sure. Yeah, you faintly hear Sir Luke.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start walking in that direction.
Okay, you start stumping off in that direction, and back to Senate. So you are helped out of the goo. The goo, though, has a voice.
Ah.
And it has emotion. And the words that it keeps saying is, "We hate you. We hate you." And you can just feel the hatred pouring out of it. It's disturbingly strong. And we will destroy you, all of you. You did this to us. You did this to us. And it slowly fades away as you kind of step away from it.
Before it fades
Wipe-
away, I am going to make
wiping
a point
it
of
off.
saying, I hate that you're in my hair. But this is the world we live in. So, lick my balls, I guess.
We hate your balls too. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. But
Fuck
you get
your
out.
head and the neck it rode in on.
Yeah. And yeah, so you as well eventually hear the calls of others saying, we've picked up more down the ley line. Right? They're you can hear them yell back. And the guy in the robes says, "It looks like your friends have arrived."
Well, that's good. Saves me having to go find them in some long and winding arc.
Yes. So eventually, you all meet up again. Senate arriving with about, well, I'd say a squadron, so anywhere between 8 to 10 armored and armed men in, environmental body armor. They're carrying, Portland would recognize this, I guess Senate would too, the techno-wizard weapons. And they are led by this elf, Ishmael Lord, who is also a ley line walker, you find out. And he's part of the team that was dispatched by Laszlo to find the Devouring swarm in the east. He tells you that in the process of making their way, though, they ran into a group of the swarm that had made their way very far west. And they lost a number of their men dealing with the swarm. But then traced their path back, kind of moving from town to town, a path of destruction. until they sensed that a very large rift opened up and made their way here, which is where they found Senate. Yeah, and there you are. They offer to bring you back to Laszlo very quickly, if you are willing to go there.
I'm sorry, was that for Senate or for all of us?
All of you.
Oh, I'm going to look directly at Portland and be like, if you're interested...
You can't see me.
Oh, okay, fine.
He'll look directly at him.
No. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. I'm going to pick a direction where I think he is, and I'm going to point. I'm going to say, Portland, if you're interested, I know a really good
He's not
bar
pointing at you at all. Yeah.
in Laszlo. Okay. I'm pointing at a bush. But I know a really good bar in Laszlo, and I know you were saying you were thirsty.
Yeah, we should get a drink.
And the disembodied voice is like behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go to Laszlo.
Oh, I haven't played that game in a while.
But
spot the invisible Portland.
Yeah, the elf who can see you because he can see magic energy says, "I think you can lower your invisibility now." And
okay, I will become corporeal again.
All right,
and uninvisible myself.
Cool. So there you are. So the offer stands. He says, It appears that you have dealt with the majority of the swarm. Anything left will have to be mopped up, but the majority have been destroyed.
Yeah, that was incredible, Portland.
I'm going to turn to the camera and break the fourth wall and be like, I know. And go back and say, thanks, guys. That's awesome.
Except that everybody sees you do that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
who are you talking to?
Yeah. As you're looking at the camera, I'm going to kind of lean in behind you and try to figure out what the fuck you're looking at.
And I'm still schizophrenic.
So he's trying to figure it out too. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go. Gotch, you're gonna go?
I mean, again, I know a couple places we could have a good time. We were out here to deal with the swarm.
I think
we've done that.
Man. Yeah.
Cool. I swear I won't blow this one up.
Oh, good. That's a good thing.
Blow what one? What?
Yeah, he imploded the thing, and that's why I don't get the magic shit.
Yeah, me either. The point is, if this was you, thank you.
Yeah.
So you're ready to go?
Yeah. I'm already going.
Yeah. Gotch.
Did you call me Gotch?
Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
That's the conclusion of an after-school special. Like,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's an endearing name for my friend.
Yeah. Roll for nickname. Critical fail. You've hurt yourself in the confusion.
No, good.
Hey, gosh.
That was terrible, man.
Yeah.
That was a terrible nickname.
It's an awesome nickname.
But we've gone full circle.
Wasn't.
It was so bad.
No.
I'm proud of you. Like, it's a weird state to find myself in.
I
want to be.
to this.
I want to be more critical.
What
of
nickname
it.
would you give Gotrich?
Luke has no reference. Luke has no reference to underwear. Like
what,
it was called.
What do you
in,
mean? What nickname would you give Gotrich? Fucking Ricky, obviously.
Or Rich.
God.
Or just Rich.
Yeah.
That's Gotch.
G Rickety. I don't know.
This is the name I've chosen.
If he's gonna start.
Hold up, though. Before we go to Laszlo, I wanna get my robot vehicle from wherever it was left in this forest.
Of course he does.
Yeah. There's
Why
no time.
wouldn't
We have to
you?
go.
We can't teleport a robot vehicle, unfortunately.
You'll be here when you get back.
There are other robot vehicles to be had.
Yeah. Lock the door.
Are you going to give me a robot vehicle when I get there?
I don't have the ability to, but others may.
The thing about Laszlo, it is
No,
very
no,
much a
like-
land of opportunity, and as an operator, I'm sure you'd have no problem
Yeah.
making enough money to get a
Yeah.
bigger, better, shinier robot with
Yeah,
Like
even
I literally
longer.
was just given a Titan combat robot. There is
Yes.
0 damage on it right now.
And I can tell you
It's in
definitively,
pristine condition.
I know
We have
nothing
just
about
finished the
robots.
world, man. Come on.
Listen,
I know
one of
nothing
us
about
did.
robots,
But
but I'm
anyways,
I'll give you
confident
more
you
than
can get
morals.
something better.
Yeah, granted, yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just go a short round over here and fucking find his goddamn vehicle.
Now there's a nickname. Look at that.
And there's a nickname. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do
Gotch
it.
is better. Come on. Gotch is great. I love Gotch.
Wow.
Gosh, sounds
Okay.
like Frosh. Just so you know. Yeah.
So, Sir Luke, you do have a radio, or you do not have a radio?
Apparently, I do not have a radio, actually. I thought I had a radio.
I have a radio,
Okay.
for the love
And
of God.
Senate, over your radio comes in a call. Are you guys okay? It
I'm okay.
seems the mechanoids are the mechanoid base has vanished, swallowed by a
Your phone,
rift.
Who dis?
You know who I am.
Just like
So-
the Batman guy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's Batman.
Batman.
Yeah. So, what? In general terms, what is your deal, dude?
I just need to know if they're gone.
Well, as far as we know, those are gone.
All right, we'll mop up the stragglers.
Is your name Archie? Just curious for another.
No,
Related question: who does number 2 work for?
no, my name's not Archie, but I'll let him know that you helped. Hopefully, we won't see each other again.
Fucking knew it. I'm not gonna say that out loud, but I fucking knew it.
And with that,
Cool.
he cuts.
Well, do we want a robot vehicle, or do we want to go to the land of Milk, Honey, and Laszlo? 'Cause
Milk,
those are
Honey,
two
Laszlo.
mutually- Those
Milk,
are two
Honey,
mutually
Laszlo.
exclusive ideas.
Dude, you'll get a better robot there.
A bigger one.
A better one. Stronger one.
I'm turning into Jack Sparrow, a bigger one.
He says the Council of Learning will want to hear everything that you know about the swarm. They will
Oh, yeah.
likely reward you. How, I don't know, but Arl Zinn, who's in charge of Laszlo Defense, may be able to find something for you. I can't speak
Oh,
for him.
Zinni. Zinni's big time. You're going to want to get in. See, that is how you nickname. You're going to want to get in tight with Zinni.
You just put a Y at the end.
And yet it works.
So does Gotch.
Do you hear that
Stop
sound?
saying God.
That is the
Stop
sound of
saying
silence
gosh, man.
and
He's really
yeah.
trying too hard here,
Yeah.
and no one likes it.
No, fuck
No,
you.
I
Gotch.
still kind of like it because it's so bad it's good now. But
No, it's not. Don't even
No,
entertain it.
It's not.
Would
It's not.
Luke
The short
have
round
any,
way better.
would Luke have any reference to have any knowledge of 20th century
give me a history roll, please.
slang for underwear?
I don't know.
Ah,
But what I
yeah,
do
okay.
know,
This,
Yeah.
what I
One
do
second,
know
Laszlo.
is that you have a guy willing to teleport you to Laszlo.
Yep.
yes.
Go to Laszlo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Off we go.
All right.
My robot vehicle is again gone forever.
It'll be
It was
fine.
a rental.
Oh my
You didn't
God.
even get the day over day insurance. So like I don't know what the
I know
problem
this one still smelled like new robot vehicle.
Okay, and as Gotch says that,
Oh.
you all vanish in a blip and end up in a large, a large hall where there's kind of embedded on the floor a rather arcane circle, and the line walker nods to the men with the weapons, and they kind of radio in and depart. And let's find a place for you to rest, and we'll see when the Council of Learning wants to have an audience with you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So they connect. They give you quarters. They let you get cleaned up, and you're brought in to see the council. It's a rather large chamber, in the council is a man stands kind of behind a small raised dais behind a podium, and he says, "The five of you have done the entire world a great honor in how you've managed the swarm. My name is Plato, the leader of the Council of Learning. We have..."
Thank you, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, Portland is the one who basically saved the world.
Don't give him a nickname. You're not good.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah,
Let's call him Porty.
Yeah.
Porta potty?
God.
Porty over there. Save the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Is he still invisible?
Portland saved the world.
No, I'm right here.
Yeah. I'm giving you a compliment. You basically did this, man.
I know. I've told the camera 3 times.
What camera? What are you talking about?
Exactly. Don't worry. Just shh. Don't worry.
All right. Anyways, sorry. Continue, sir.
All right. And and they say, "Please tell us what happened." And so you recount what occurred with Liberty. You leave out certain events, possibly like getting your ass kicked by a crazy.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
You talk about just what the swarm was like, the connections that you've made psychically with them and things like that. Portland, you have, it's hard for you to piece together their history, which you've known. The memories have faded. You just know that they hate humans. And humanoids.
Well, he told us the history. He told us the history as well, so we could recount some of what we were.
Yeah. And
also, when you recounted that crazy story, I'm finally going to confess to Sir Luke, that's obviously eating me up inside, that I did in fact kill him for you because you were beaten to shit, and I felt bad for you and saved you.
Well, this will be later because we're not doing it here.
Oh, sure.
Okay. And so, as you continue to recount things, Plato says, "Again, you've done us a great service in striking such a blow to the devouring swarm. You may have very well averted one of the impending signs that we've been receiving. We have news, though. The great scholar Aaron Tarn had vanished some time ago, seeking to travel to Mexico to verify the rumors of vampire kingdoms in the south. She vanished 3 years ago, but today we received a letter by a messenger that was able to arrive just outside of the city, teleporting in. And the letter requests that Laszlo gather an army of heroes and send them after a group sent by New Camelot to Africa to encounter what she believes is the next great disaster, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse."
And while he's doing that, Luke is like doing the cocked arm, like, yes.
However, teleportation range is limited, and a dimensional rift would need to be opened to a place that someone knows there. Even then, Africa is immense, and one wouldn't know where you are at or how to find this gathering of heroes there. But a solution has recently presented itself in the form of a temporal warrior apprehended at New Laszlo. During his interrogation, it was discovered that he claimed to be from a dimension known as Wormwood. It's the same dimension that Aaron Tarn mentions in her letter that provided her a passageway to England from Mexico. Perhaps this will provide a way to bring Laszlo's forces to bolster those sent by New Camelot. You've already dealt with the swarm. we ask for your help. We'll even supply you with a robot vehicle.
Boy, did you misread the room.
Yeah, I'm on board right away.
Yeah, you're already like, evil? What?
Yes.
Yeah, you're already hard as a rock over there. I know.
Like Diamond Man.
Yeah, we heard the ding from here
Yeah.
within your crotch.
The
Not your
rivet-
gotch.
the rivets-
Your crotch.
Yeah, the rivets on your MDC armor are starting to pop. I know.
All right. And with that, we will pan out from this chamber at the heart of Laszlo. Further back, we can see the city of Laszlo, which is situated on what is now Toronto. Panning back, you can see the dimensional rift that they harness for energy. And panning further out, a world crisscrossed with ley lines and glowing magic energy as we move further away from Earth. In this, now, the end of our story of the Devouring Swarm. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that those who have followed us to the end of this story enjoyed it as well. We're going to put Rifts on hold. We're coming back to it at some point because there's plenty more to do. I know we can't disappoint Sir Luke, but we're going to make a shift. We're going to shift over to a classic that none of us have ever played before. We're going to shift over to Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And so we hope that you join us for our new campaign in a new system, well, old system, new to us system. So I hope you join us for that. If you want to leave comments down below, we'd love to hear you. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. I'm Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar as always, and we are Initiative Zero.